And we're live. Let me put my earbuds in. I just had to step out of the room for a second, and here I am. Yay, we're live. Yay. Welcome in, everybody. Look at who is here. Oh my gosh. We've got 14 people here already. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so glad to see everybody. And I am thankful for everybody. Oh, now we're down to 8. I have that effect on people. Once they see my face, they run screaming into the night. I don't know what that is. Well, I do, but I won't name it. Anyway, so uh what's going on, everybody? Now we're down to 5. Ha! I shouldn't even look at that number on the screen. Honestly, I shouldn't, because it doesn't matter, because the people who stay are the ones who do matter. Bev, hey, I haven't seen you in ages. And Maribel and Ali and Lisa and Susan and Nana and Sue R. And everybody, I can't name everyone because so many people came over from Granny. So thank you, everybody. And please hit the thumbs on your way in or on your way out, or both. No, oh, I love puppy kisses. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, Dana. Oh, gosh. I don't know if you've been watching or if you see my Instagram, but we adopted, hey Julie, um we adopted a senior cocker spaniel. Cutest little thing. But he's older, and he has joint problems. So I can't really pick him up without, causing him pain. So if I could, I would have him in my lap all the time while I do my lives. But because um, because of that, I can't. Because of his pain, I can't pick him up, and because I'm always telling him there's no food in here for him, unless it's like crumbs I've dropped on the floor around my chair, of which I'm sure there are plenty. Uh, Dana, he's 11, I think. Um, so yeah, but he likes to, shove his snoot into the trash can. And usually the only thing he's going to find there is like a yogurt container. Hey, Froggy. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Ola Joe. Um, but usually the only thing he's going to find in the trash can is used tissues and yogurt containers. And I don't know what it is about dogs and used tissues, but they love used tissues, don't they? Oh, gosh. Hey, Delphine and Manfa and everybody. Gosh, gosh, gosh. I'm so glad you're all here. Yay. So, anyway, so I always start off, I try to remember always to start off thanking everything that moves, because I want to thank everybody who views my lives and my recorded videos, and everybody who subscribes, everybody who looks at my Ravelry patterns. Hey, Katrina, and hey, Granny D, and everybody who looks at my Teespring merch, which I keep saying I'm going to add to and haven't done yet. You know, everybody, and especially everybody who just uh, gives me those 30 seconds that it takes to sit through the ads, because that helps me. Um, if they're longer than 30 seconds, all you have to do is just sit there for 30 seconds and it counts. Um, And so, everybody. And I always say we have a wonderful yarn community here. It's lots of wonderful and supportive and generous people. And I'm very, very happy to know everybody who's here. There you go. Hey, Kelly. Oh, I might miss people as they're coming in, but please don't take it as a slight. Sometimes people do, and I can't help that because I have a few things to pay attention to right now. Trying to keep you guys entertained, trying to, look as unsilly as I possibly can. And, trying to, if we have a topic, trying to at least swing back to the topic as occasionally. Even on my topic Tuesdays, we will start off with a topic, and then we'll go off somewhere else, and then we'll come back to the topic, and then we'll go off somewhere else, and then we'll come back to the topic. And I think that's fun. I love that stuff. Kai. Oh gosh, who else? Yay! Everybody is loving everybody. Oh, Manfa, you like my sweater? This was my first prototype for the sweater I was wearing yesterday, the cable sweater. Because you see, it's got the same cables on the front. It's got these two crossovers in opposing directions, and then it's got this braid down the middle. And in the pattern, I have three different neck options. This one I made as a turtleneck, and I think turtlenecks are flattering for me. I think I would have done well with a Tudor ruff, you know. Um, hey, Tina. Um, so yeah, I like this cables. Funny you should mention that, Nana Donna, because just today I recorded a cable tutorial that should go up on Friday, and I hope it's crocheted, Dana. I hope that, hey Chris, I hope that my tutorial makes things more clear and not less clear, and not muddier. I want to clarify things. I don't want to make things more confusing. But sometimes I get in my head and I start spouting words. And I'm sure other people like this, where they try to make things clear, and in the end they make it more confusing. And I don't want to be one of those people, but it does happen to me sometimes. Uh, Oh, Granny D, hush. I like this color too. I'm not crazy about the yarn, but I like this color. I like this color on me. But I like every color on me nowadays because I am 59 years old and I don't care what people say about color and complexion and all of that stuff. I will wear what I want to wear. Um, so this was the first prototype. I had to modify it because the sleeves weren't quite right. On the one that I was wearing yesterday, the sleeves came out a lot better. Um, and that's the sort of sleeve that I use on all of my sweater patterns now. I start from the bottom with the cuff, using a wristband of back loop only single crochet to create that ribbing and that stretch, and then I turn it on its side and start whatever stitching I'm going to do. I do that at the hem as well. I go bottom up. And I finally figured out, hey Wally, I finally figured out how to do that back loop only single crochet ribbing effect um, um, with as 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 something that you add on as a finishing bit rather than as a starting bit. Um, and so the one that I'm working on now, I have two sweaters that I'm working on right now. Um, um, I have two sweaters that I'm working on now, and they're both going to have that kind of a collar on them where I can do the back loop only single crochet ribbing as an add-on, as a finishing thing. Okay. Now I haven't gotten the link to invite people up yet. Hold on a second. There we go. So let's see what else is going on. Normally, I usually just, walk through my normal weekly schedule. This past week it was off kilter because my Wi-Fi was interrupted. I think it's because of the weather. S- Uh, but normally today is Wednesday. I do this Wednesday free for all at 6. Thursday I usually don't post anything. Friday it's going to be either something that's recorded or something that's live. And um, there's no schedule. I just, whenever. I just do whatever I have. If I don't have something prepared, I'll go live. More often than not, that's what happens. Saturdays, I usually don't post anything. Sundays, I have Sunday readings. Um, Lately, I've been doing them live, largely because I didn't prepare in advance, and they've been going over well. So I might continue to do them live unless there's a reason to pre-record them and schedule them. Mondays, I have my Monday Men uh, conversations with men in the yarn world. I think I have a good one for next week. Tuesdays, I have Topic Tuesdays. This week, just yesterday, we talked about um, regaining and maintaining your crojo. And then we're back at Wednesday. And there's Wally in the waiting room. Hey there. Jackie, tell me
Hmm.
about your idea.
Hi, Dave. What you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Mm-hmm.
Just the normal stuff. It was terrible not having the connectivity that I normally have. Um, and I felt like I was isolated from everybody, which I was really. I could connect on my cell phone using cell data, but not Wi-Fi. Um, but I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't interact as well on the phone as I can, here, sitting here in my little room, in my little corner with my subscribe sign behind me on pink. And you know, so other than that, other than the weather recently, just been plugging along, doing my stuff. What about you?
Nothing, doing nothing, just crocheting as usual.
There you go. Yep, yep, yep,
Oh,
yep.
did you get my message I sent you about being a Mars?
I still haven't fixed it yet. It's okay. It's okay. That's the best lighting I've seen when you've been up here because I can see your face much better than any other time you've been up. Sometimes it's a little dark, but but
Mm-hmm.
I think the lighting now is good.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't fixed the moderator situation. I'll figure it out.
Okay, but I still gonna be one, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Once I get it figured out.
Okay, okay, okay.
Did we email back and forth about that?
No.
Okay, yeah, there was somebody else. I think it's because you use a nickname for your channel name, and when I try to enter it in the settings tab, it won't accept the nickname. So if you go to your own settings tab and find the original URL that you used before, or that could be used instead of your nickname. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How about
th-
using my first name? Why waste you can use my first name.
no, what I'm saying is, usually it's going to be a string of letters and numbers that make no sense at all. So if you find that, um, I think it's in your settings tab or your customization or something, one or the other. I mean, you don't have to do it now, but whenever you do it, just
Okay.
email me the original URL with that string of the gobbledygook, and because it won't accept it, because there was someone else I wanted to make a moderator, and I had to go back and forth and get the original URL instead of using the Hey Kim, using the nickname URL. Because either one will call up your channel if you enter it in a browser, but the nickname is like a redirect.
Okay. I'll change it back to my first name.
No, you don't have to change it. You just have to find it and copy it and email it to me. You don't have to change anything on your side. Just find the original one and email it to me. And
Okay.
and then if you're confused, we can talk offline about that.
Yeah, I talked to you online about it. You so confusing.
Mm.
But I get what you're saying. I know what I have to do.
Okay. Okay. I think it's in the settings tab. If it's not under settings in or customization, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. But anyway,
So I need some ice cream. Don't get mad at me.
why would I be mad at you? Except you didn't bring enough for everybody. I'd like some ice cream.
You can have some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you fax it to me?
Yes, I can fax it to you.
Or email me some ice cream, please. Yes. I have some leftover black-eyed peas that were in the freezer that I made for New Year's Day that I'm going to heat up for dinner when we're done here. Um,
Okay.
and they turned out really well. They cooked all day in the slow cooker with like some salt pork and various seasonings, and gosh, it was good. So I was really pleased with how they turned out, and I'm glad that I get to have some more of them.
That's good. What you been working on?
What am I Okay, um I have a big sweater project. Um Let me see. Hold on a second. Big surprise, it has cables. So this is one of the sleeves.
Cool.
So, but I'm not going to show the whole thing until it's done. I've done all the pieces, I'm just putting it together. And then I set it aside for today just to clear my head. I did a hat, I did some work on a scarf, I started another sweater project of a different design. So, and then I also did my tutorial that I plan to post and schedule. Where'd you go? I plan to post and schedule my cable tutorial for Friday, and that will take the place of a live on Friday afternoon. If I can get it edited and everything. I don't know. Let me see.
I'm
We
sorry.
lost you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Granny D just had an egg sandwich for breakfast. I love a bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast. Yum.
I'm working on a 50-50 granny square.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were talking about that before, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Describe it again. 50-50.
Hold on, let me get it out so I can show you what I meant.
I've done 50-50 granny squares where half of it was they were both solid, or it was solid all the way around, but half of it was one texture and the other half was a different texture.
Hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Oh, it's my backpack. Duh.
So, but it was
I know exactly what you mean.
mhm. I like to do a solid granny square.
I
Um,
never done a solid granny square.
oh,
This is how you ever. Oh shoot.
that's a great picture of your ceiling fan.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. This is my 50-50 granny.
Okay, so half of it is solid and half of it is traditional.
Yes.
That's very much like what I was saying, except half of mine was solid and half of it was ribbed solid. Um, so it was actually once I got going, it was surprisingly easy to work on.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I did a piece that was, you know, partly composed of the solid granny squares, partly composed of the ribbed granny squares, and then I
Mhm.
had some of those half and half um, squares also, and it worked out well. Those were not very popular patterns, though, um, although they they could be. I just need to reframe the way they are presented. Maybe I will edit them in Ravelry because Janet is asking whether cables are as difficult as they look. No, they're not. They're easier than they look. They're really easy. If
They
you can,
probably easy when you crochet and when you knitted them, that harder to do.
well, I don't know knitting at all. Knitting is a mystery to me. I only do crochet.
That's what I'm
And it
saying. If you
and
knit
in
those cables, it's gonna be harder.
Yeah, if you can do a post stitch, a front post or a back post stitch, then you can do a cable. Um, so and especially the easiest ones, like these on the side here. This is like the easiest one to do. Um, this in the middle, it's more of a braid. It's a little more complex, but at the same time, it's not all that difficult if you are comfortable with a a post stitch.
Mhm.
So, have I missed anybody else coming in? Uh, uh, Stephanie finds your camera provokes anxiety because you move it. Now, just a minute ago, you had a really good angle and lighting for your face. Samantha loves the texture that cables create. I do too. That's why I do them all the time.
Can you see me better now?
Yeah, 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 that's fine. That's good. That's good. So Nightbot just gave you my Premiere affiliate link. If you are in the habit of buying anything from the Premiere website, I would not mind at all if you use my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it helps me out a little bit. Oh, Michelle says the first cables she made were on a Bonnie Bay wrap. Yeah, she does. She explains cables very well. She does. Also, my first cables, no, the first time I ever did cables, it was a Lion Brand pattern. I don't remember who did the tutorial, the video tutorial, but they call it the Celtic Throw for Lion Brand. And basically, you use like one complete skein of Lion Brand Pound of Love for a blanket, and with cables and other kinds of stitches that are cool. Samantha, I have, just today I recorded a tutorial on cables, and I plan to post it on Friday. I just need to edit it today.
You want some ice cream, Dave?
Sorry? I'd
You
love
want
some
some
of
ice
that
cream?
ice cream. Yes, please. Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, Janet, tease. Janet is asking about new puzzle colors from Premiere. I haven't looked at the website this week, so I don't know. If they have new colors, I think it's great. If you have a discount code at Premiere, go ahead and use it. If you use my, is that Max? The Max that I know from years and years and years ago? Oh my goodness gracious. Anyway, Janet, I was saying you can use my affiliate link with your discount code. It is compatible. Oh my gosh, Max. Now I'm going to get misty. I have not seen you except for on Facebook in so long. Wow.
Dang.
I know. I know. He's a wonderful guy. Let's see. I've known him for 10 years, I think. Wow.
Dang, that's a long time.
Well, for me, it certainly is. I drive people away much quicker than that usually.
You done with me. You keep me.
Yeah, there's no driving you away. I know.
Nope. I'll be stuck with you for good.
Oh, Max, I'm so glad you're here. Please don't apologize and please stay. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. There was a time when I was in New York and I was in the hospital, and Max came and saw me, and he was so kind to me. Oh, 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 oh. Anyway, moving right along. Well, actually, oh, what are we talking about? We're just talking about we just go wherever the spirit
Anything.
leads us. Yeah, yeah.
What do
We
you
were.
want to talk about today?
I don't know. I don't know.
I did try that challenge you told me, but it was so difficult. I couldn't do it.
Which challenge was that?
The one with the half double granny square, I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
tried, but it got confusing to me, so I couldn't do it.
well, do what works for you. I mean, based on what you just showed me a minute ago, you're not lacking in skills. So, yeah, do what works for you.
What do you like making the most clothes, or you like to make blankets more?
I l- I go back and forth. I really like to make sweaters for myself. I have more sweaters than I can use. Plus, I have some store-bought sweaters that I really just need to donate. Um, and then I also like to make shawls. Sometimes this was gonna be a shawl, except I only had one hank of this particular yarn, so it's a cowl.
I never made a cow yet.
I never really got cowls until I had to convert this from a shawl into a cowl, and now I'm like, it's a cowl or a scarflet or something. It goes around my neck somehow. If I had had enough yarn to make it full size, maybe another hank of the same yarn,
Hmm.
um, then it would have been a full size shawl, and I wouldn't have worn it. I would have given it away. But this way, um, it's mine, and I'm not parting with it.
Is shawls easy to make, or are they difficult to make? I never made one yet.
Well, you can make one in so many different ways. Oh gosh, Max says his landlady is, hey Kelly, yay! His landlady is 87 years old and has been knitting since age 10. Made a
Done?
little toddler sweater, and he was amazed at the quality. Wow. Do you know, Max, this year, for the first time, I went to a couple of men's fiber retreats. I had never been to any kind of a fiber retreat before. I would see these big, burly men with huge hands working with these teeny tiny little size zero needles and this very fine yarn and making some of
Mm-mm,
the
I can't do
most
that.
exquisite stuff. And knitting. Usually there were only one or two of us who crocheted. It was mostly knitting. Uh, but I was amazed at the work that they would do. It was ridiculous, some of it. But I love those retreats. This year, I can probably only go to the southeastern retreat in Western North Carolina again. Um, I can't go to the one in New York again. That was a very expensive trip. Um, so even though I had help from people, I mean, my viewers helped me with super chats and with PayPal gifts to a ridiculous degree. And that's another thing for which I am totally grateful. Um, but it was a really expensive trip, and I can't do it again this year unless I win the lottery. And if I win the lottery, I'll go to all of them. Huh.
I
Except for the ones where I have to climb a lot of stairs. Not good with stairs.
don't like stairs either. I
Hey,
used to love stairs until I had an accident, and then it taught me to never be on stairs again.
oh, there you go. Yeah, well, fortunately, most things around here are all one level, but there are some like two-story houses and that sort of thing. But I, I'm, I, I have enough experience falling and breaking my face that I don't want to do it again. Whether it's on stairs, whether it's on hills, whether it's on cobblestones, whether it's on anything. Oh, oh, Max, I'm really glad you came. I'm so happy to see you. And so have a really great evening. Sharon, which sweater? I have one that's almost done. I have all the pieces done. And then I have one that I just started. Actually, I had to frog it and start it over. Um, oh, Michelle, the knitters were not snobby to crocheters at all. Everybody there was perfectly lovely. And, a more accepting group of guys you could never find. Um, and, all levels of accomplishment, um, ages, um, income ranges, body types, everything. Um, and a really, really lovely bunch of guys. Oh, the one that I have on is the one you were asking about. Okay, this was the first prototype for the cable sweater that I have on Ravelry now. It's called the Comfortable Cable or Comfy Cable something. Anyway, I used to call it the sweater that would not die because it took me so long to do it. Uh,
Dang.
it really did. It took forever.
How long
Um,
do it take to make sweaters?
no, it took me a long time to actually create it. Making it
Oh,
doesn't have to take all that long. You can do it in a
okay.
week. But it took me a long time to create it because I was still new at creating designs. And I was still figuring out what worked and what didn't. And uh, because of the cables on the front panel, there was so much counting involved. And I would say 99% of the time when I make a mistake, it involves counting.
Oh no, I can't count that much in my head. No.
Samantha, yes, that's correct. In history, it was the men who did the knitting and crocheting. It was particularly in wartime, very often they would make their own socks, their own long underwear, that sort of thing. Um, when they were like on the battlefield, not only was it useful, but it was also calming for them. Um, so I mean, and I have met people, current people, um, who are combat veterans in modern day, who took up the hook um, after coming home to deal with PTSD and that sort
I
of
got
issue.
PTSD.
And so it's not a club. It's not really exclusive, you know. but,
No, I ain't trying to say it is. I'm
but
just
yeah,
saying I have it too.
well, so do I actually over some of the jobs I've had. But um, I still have visions at night when I'm trying to sleep from about some of my former managers scowling or yelling or something. Anyway, anyway, okay. Brandy D wants to come up. Crocheted underwear, not underwater.
Underwear, not underwater. What?
Yeah, I mean they used to knit their own long underwear and their socks and stuff, and they would crochet as well, and like stuff to keep warm.
When did women learn how to crochet?
Oh, I'm sure they were doing it all along. Um, a lot of the trades or professions that we commonly associate with women um, started out as trades that men would do, or jobs that men would do, I should say. And then when the men either got bored with it or moved on to something better or more profitable,
Granny
they
D, hey, how
said,
you feeling, Granny D?
"Hey, Granny,
Doing well. Hope y'all are.
Good.
oh yeah,
What you making over there, Granny D?
Finishing a washcloth. Oh, Lord, it's dropped.
what do you spilled now?"
I dropped my other knit needle.
It's fun to do.
Yes. It went down in the hole down here.
Uh-oh.
You want to be
Well,
careful about that.
I know, right?
It's hard to get it out of the couch.
Let's see if I got another one up here in my caddy I can use till I can fish that one out.
Oh yeah, Julie is saying women learn to crochet or knit to help the men finish orders, which makes sense. And it also, I would say, a lot of the things that we now associate with women were originally men's jobs, but then the men moved on to something more profitable, or they got bored with it, and so they said, "Oh no, leave it to the women." So, I mean, there was a day when you would have never seen a female bank clerk, or a female secretary, or a female, I don't know,
Isn't that funny?
or a woman in a professional kitchen, even, because it was considered men's work. Now, it is still to this day, most of the top level executive chefs are going to be men rather than women. It's there's a joke or a meme or something that went around about women earning less than men, because men choose lucrative careers like doctor or lawyer or accountant, whereas women choose less lucrative careers like woman doctor or woman lawyer or woman accountant. So, I mean, there is the equity that everyone has been seeking is still not there.
Did you ever find your hook, Granny D?
Nah, but I found one I can use. I only have a few, I'm decreasing, so I only have a few more stitches and it'll be off the needle.
Yay!
Ooh.
I'm hoping I messaged my youngin to ask her if she would like to go to IKEA with me tomorrow.
What
So
you
I
gonna do with
really want to get.
Is IKEA there? It's in Charlotte.
It's on the university. So it's on my side of Charlotte, so it's not
Oh.
really in town. On the
So it's
outskirts.
Concordish.
Well, it's in Charlotte, but like I say, right there at where the university
area.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
You got me.
but Kelly Kova Kelly was saying something about a fiber festival in Charlottesville, um, where they also have sheepdog
Is
demonstrations.
that Virginia?
Charlottesville, Virginia. I have friends in Charlottesville.
Do you?
I do.
Mhm.
And I once, one of my friends is a fabulous singer and a very beautiful woman. And she posted a picture wearing a shawl that I sent her. I can't take time right now to find it, but it's in my Instagram somewhere. But she and her husband and their 1 year old, oh my gosh. Yeah, 1 year old. He was born January of last year. Their 1 year old baby are in Charlottesville.
Cool.
So, Kova Kelly, please send me information about that yarn festival, because I think we should get a group together. What you think?
Hmm?
We should get a group together to go to Charlottesville.
When is that going to be?
I don't know.
Oh,
She
okay.
just mentioned that she's gonna send me it's in the fall apparently.
Oh, okay. All I've got to do is get this old hernia taken care of, and then hopefully nothing else will pop up or
How's
pop
your honey
out.
feeling today?
There is yeah, Kova Kelly says it's in October.
Oh,
But
yeah.
How's your honey feeling?
there's
Oh,
one of the automotive YouTubers I watch says with his cars, he always leaves one thing unrepaired, because as soon as he's got everything done and sorted out, something else is going to pop up. So if he just leaves one known issue, then he thinks that he's avoiding all of those unknown issues.
my goodness.
So the first full weekend of October,
Okay.
Isola says there are no yarn festivals near her. Tell me again where you are. I can't remember. Montpelier? Okay. Hi, Divergent. Um, I'll have to look into that because I would so love to go. I would so love to see my friends and to go to a festival and leave my wallet at home, because you know how they are.
You got some fantastic deals, though, at that one.
Oh my God, yes. I I I mean that's where this yarn came from, and
I love all your sweaters, David, but I think the one you're wearing is my favorite on you.
really, I love the neckline. I need to do more turtlenecks. I think
I
I
love
think
a
it's good
man in
for
a
me.
turtleneck.
I can't do a turtleneck. It's choking my neck up. But
And
I
when
can
it's
do a sweater.
cold, woo, I love a turtleneck.
Hey,
So
Granny D, how's your honey feeling today?
Honey, it's fine. I don't even know I have it, but when it pops out, that's when I know.
Oh, okay.
And
'Cause
you
I was
never know when that's going to happen.
I know 'cause
is
you
that
would.
the sort of discussion where the men need to leave the room?
No.
No.
Anybody can have a hernia. As a matter of fact, I thought only men could have hernias for the longest time.
I actually I thought I had a hernia at one time, but what it was really adhesions, where I had a surgical scar and it was like binding to like the muscle wall,
Hmm.
and it was causing pain that way. Um, I honestly, I hoped it was a hernia because then I could, like, go under the knife and
Well,
have
I
it
was
paid for, and also at the same time get the body lift that I desperately wanted and had to pay for myself with a 401k loan.
I didn't get the body lift, but my belly, and that might be part of the reason because I got a little overhang here, but it's nothing like a big apron like some people have
Mhm.
after losing lots of weight.
I had that.
But it's still there. But
Although I've seen worse than what I had, but, I
I
lost,
was
like,
just hoping to
250
put the
pounds.
hernia. I knew I was going to have to get it repaired at some time, but I was just hoping and praying I could get along with that. I'm just so afraid of going into the hospital because of the sea. Even though I've
And
had the injections, the boosters, all that at my age, and with other
even,
health
even before
problems.
that came along, it's so easy to catch an infection in the
Yeah, like people
hospital.
get staph and all kinds of awful
And,
stuff.
I, honestly, when I was in, from I had there was one point where I had so many IVs in my arms, and I had, like,
Mhm.
ripped them out when I was asleep or delirious or something, and so they were, like, scabs and scars and stuff. My arm, it looked like a tribal tattoo or something.
Oh my gosh.
But
Ooh,
I developed, an infection around one of those injection sites.
You can get
It
like
turned out to
cellulitis,
be,
stuff like that.
no, I've had cellulitis separately, but that turned out to be oh, what is it they call oh, I can't remember, but it turned out to be a bad kind of bacteria. What's the infection that they call the flesh-eating, thing
I've
disease?
only just heard it called flesh eating disease. I mean, yeah,
But anyway, but I had that, and then MRSA, that's what it is,
MRSA,
diversion.
yeah.
It was just around that one little site, so they had to come in and dig and wash out the infection with saline and then stitch it
Ugh.
up. So, and, it was
yeah.
only under a local, so I can watch I love medical videos, I love veterinary videos. I can watch them do surgery all day long. If they're just drawing my blood for a test, I have to turn my head away.
I
Be
don't mind that. I can watch while they take my blood. I'm a I'm a pimple popper watcher, but really not pimples, cysts. I love seeing cyst removals.
I had one under here, and there's still a remnant of it, but
Or is it scar tissue?
it could be
Maybe.
scar tissue or something, but, it's not inflamed, it's not painful, there's no reason to do anything about it except just leave it.
Yeah.
Um, um,
Yeah,
but
the doc was afraid of cellulitis when I went about a month ago, and or maybe not quite, several weeks ago, and he had to wrap my right leg from my half of my foot all the way up to my knee with, it was basically calamine just on a gauze. And
yeah,
just went round and round and round and round, and then wrapped it with an ace bandage, and it had to stay on like from a Thursday to the next Wednesday.
yeah, so yeah,
But it's
exactly, so
fine now. And my feet, you know how I walk and my feet and stuff, but I hadn't been so concerned with them with my gut issues.
hey, Anonymous Show.
But
Um,
it'll all work out. I do have an appointment with my regular doctor again to discuss my concerns. You see, my besides the sea, being concerned about that, it's like post-op pain management because I'm on Suboxone because of problems with pain meds before. Not that I ever abused them, but it was like I had had a lot of gut issues. We've talked about this before. But so I don't know what I can I just have to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Because when you awaken from a hernia operation, well, gastric bypass, it's kind of like waking up from that, and that don't half hurt,
Honestly, the plastic surgery was much more painful than the
Yeah, I can
bypass
imagine.
itself, and messier too. It was
Do you have drains and stuff like that?
and it was funny because Mike was so good to me at that time, and he just took care of me, and he made a spreadsheet. He would like empty the drains and measure the amount of liquid that had drained. He made a spreadsheet. My surgeon had never seen a patient make a spreadsheet
To keep
with
up with. That's
yeah.
amazing.
But I would have done the same thing because we're both spreadsheet people, he was always very good to me, I should say, especially at that time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's what Lindsay said. She said, Mom, you might have to go stay with Hannah a few days so she can kind of take care of you a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
When I had the cosmetic surgery, though, my doctor gave very, very good advice. He said, if you're on a schedule with the pain medication, stick to the schedule, even if in the moment you're not in pain. It's better to stick to the schedule than what he called chasing the pain.
Well, see, the Suboxone is all I can take for pain. That was for at first for other reasons, but then I couldn't take anything else, so that's what I was using for my feet. And it's not like you can just cold turkey off of that. You have to wean yourself off.
Yeah.
The only reason I haven't is because I couldn't take anything else. So.
Yeah. Kova Kelly just shared a link to that to the Facebook group, the Bearded Yarn group, Yarn Dudes Facebook group, about that fiber festival that we were talking about, which is close to Charlottesville.
Cool.
So I look forward to looking that up, and I really would love to do that. So Tina doesn't like the medical stuff.
Ages.
I had been to Rhinebeck. We used to go to Rhinebeck every year. Because, I was in Yonkers. It was only 2-3 hours away. So it was a day trip, and it was so much fun. I loved it. And it was a great
some
time.
Famous fiber folk there?
I met Edie Ekman there. Look up, Granny.
Oh, yes. I have that book.
I met her there and bought some of her books, and she autographed them for me, and I've lost them in some move or another, but I got this again when it was on clearance at Joann's.
I have that one. I think I have that one. I know I have the one for knitting. Maybe I don't have that one.
But anyway, yeah, I met some great people, and it was a great time. They had awful food. It was carnival food, but they had this exhibitors hall that was all regional exhibitors. It was craftspeople, it was food people, it was vintners, it was distillers. It was amazing. Oh my God, the best dill pickles you will.
Kova Kelly says Rhinebeck is the dream.
It's wonderful, and I haven't been there since probably 2017. One of my Facebook pics, maybe I'll change my profile pic to that Rhinebeck pic. because my current Facebook profile pic is is Queen Elizabeth I. Ha!
Did you have a Rhinebeck sweater, or was that before that was a thing? I don't know how
That was
long.
before I was designing,
Yeah.
and
Woohoo! A finished washcloth.
now you were saying on your live that you don't like that yarn. I
Well, the
think
colors are icky, but no, I actually like the yarn for washcloths, or it's the sugar and cream scrub off, and you see why I got it.
because it was on sale. Yeah. Now I don't like
The buck
100%.
24. Yeah, that was from the Hobby Lobby clearance, 75% off.
Generally
Normally
speaking,
$5 for this stuff, but yeah, it's got, because it's got the scrubby parts and then just the cottony parts.
generally speaking, I'm not that crazy about cotton. I definitely don't like scrubby yarn.
I love it, especially for washcloths and dishcloths. And I make them all the time. Like if Hannah and I go to IKEA in the morning, she'll get this because they request them. And my son-in-law down in Florida always say, and his wife, Lynn's, is the one who does gorgeous colorwork sweaters and stuff. But she's busy doing that stuff and not working on washcloths and whatnot.
Nana Michelle, hey
Nana Michelle, Molly's back.
We're having a good time here, but I was saying in your live stream that you didn't like the colors. I think, although I don't like that particular kind of yarn, I think that those colors would work well with a looser weave and a larger hook.
Really?
If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, Sharon says she makes soap pouches for shoe boxes. Yeah, for soap cachets.
That
Oh
would
my
be
gosh,
neat.
the very first craft event that I ever did, I sold less than $100 worth of stuff, and I took like $3,000 worth of inventory. But that's not the
I
point.
know. I tell you, I used to do vending stuff, and it was not.
But
I never really had a decent. Me
neither. Me neither. Never a good sales
it was
experience.
so much work for so little. If I made my table rent back, I was doing good, I guess.
Exactly. But Mike had made these little sachets for soaps, and then he had bought these soaps that were lavender scented that he thought would be great. They were dial soap, and I'm going, I am not selling deodorant soap at my table. So I went out and got some other soap that was pleasantly scented.
Not even Irish Spring, Mandy, yes, but I like it too.
But I still didn't sell very much. I sold some washcloths. What did I don't remember what I sold. Not very much of anything, really.
Yeah, and those things, there are so many other people selling the same thing that you have.
Well, at this particular one, I was the only one doing, there was one other person doing crochet, but she was doing completely different stuff. So I was the only one with the kind of stuff that I had. But at the same time, I wasn't getting buyers. I was getting people who wanted to talk about crochet.
Yeah.
Which is fine, and I love to do that, but that's not what I was there for.
Right. And at the end of the day, what we'd do is barter. Just trade with the other artisans. You know, I'll give you so many of these for that thing that you have.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. And this particular event wasn't managed well. It wasn't in a location that would encourage walk-in traffic, and it wasn't advertised well. So I got other people who crochet and could have done the same things that I did themselves. So, and that's been my experience every time I've tried to sell stuff is I don't. So I don't even try anymore. The
Yeah,
return
when
on
I did
investment is
that,
not there.
Hannah could help me. She would, you know, bring her stuff too, and she would help me with setting up tables and if it was outdoor, the tent and stuff. And then when she started going back to school, she couldn't do that. So there was no way I could do it by myself. And I figured for no more sales than I got and so much work, forget it.
Exactly. And you know, I don't do very many of any one particular item because for one thing, I get bored with other people's patterns. I get bored with my own patterns even before I'm done with them. So if I do a second one, I get bored with it quickly. So that's one reason I'm always doing new stuff. So, but you know, we have friends in our Yarny community who do very well selling stuff, and more power to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes it's just what it is they have to sell or the area they're in or
or
lots of variables.
there are exactly so many different variables.
Michelle, what you doing, honey? You still finishing up?
Yep, I
Okay.
got
Divergent thought of being a vendor for Fiddler's Jamboree.
I am on the last 7 rows, Granny. I'm on the home stretch.
Wow.
Woo-hoo!
Yay!
I think Susan Burke commented earlier she wanted to see it, so I'm gonna hold it up real quick.
Oh,
mean,
yeah, the
put
blanket
this
you're
dip
working
marker
on
in
is
here real
just
quick.
gorgeous.
Yes, it is. It looks 3D-ish to me.
Okay.
It does look 3D-ish. It does look 3D-ish.
Yep. So I'm alternating between just the purple and white and then the multicolor in white.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Divergent, tell us more about this Fiddler's Jamboree. Where is it? I can't remember where you are either. I have a mind like a sieve, a really cute sieve.
I'm not leaving. I'm just clearing my phone. You ain't crocheting nothing, David, today?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I usually put it down when I'm doing these live streams
Kind of hard to
because
keep
I
up
make
with
Yeah,
the
it's hard to
chat.
read the comments when you're doing it live. I have a hard time doing that too.
Yeah.
I don't see how people that do it. You know, I have trouble keeping up. And yeah, I was at the end about to say, or did I say that the next day was going to be Saturday? I was thinking ahead to the weekend, and I'm like, oh crap, it's only Wednesday.
She's trying to rush the week ahead.
Granny D, why you do that?
Hey, when you're retired, you forget what day
it all runs together.
I wish I had that option, Granny D.
I do too, for you, honey.
Well, no, I call myself retired, but I'm really just unemployed and penniless. But Divergent says that the Fiddler's Jamboree is what it was called, is in Smithville, Tennessee. Now I recall she's in Eastern Tennessee. Bluegrass music and handmade craft fair. Oh wow!
That
How
sounds
much
like
fun would
loads of
that
fun.
be?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's fun to go to.
Susan Burke, I got the actual pattern off of a Facebook person. Her name is Vicky Rocks, and you can go to her Facebook page, and it's a free pattern.
Okay. Nana
Mm.
Donna is leaving us. Goodbye, Nana Donna. I'm
Night,
glad you were
Nana.
here.
Hot
Thanks for
cupcake for
coming.
me.
Yes, we have our. She's finally calmed down now.
And yeah, hey baby.
She's finally chilled out. She's had the zoomies all day long today. My house is a mess with cat toys and stuff.
Well,
Yeah, I was saying earlier, talking about our dog.
Well, I'm not used to having a cat that is active
yeah.
because I've always had older cats. So
Our yeah
she
the yeah the
she's into everything.
the kitten that my sister got is in the past week something's been going on with her. I think she might have been feeling a little under the weather, but I think she's better now. I think she was a little skittish too, but she's better now about that. I mean, she's still basically she only seeks my sister's company, not mine.
It takes about a month or two for them to get used to the surroundings.
It was
I've only had
November.
her since November, so
Yeah.
she's still getting used to stuff. So good
So,
time.
but yeah, and you know, my sister is very attentive. My sister's a cat person much more than I am. I'm okay with cats, but I'm very much a puppy person, which everybody already knows. But
Yeah.
That's always the way I've been. But I tell you what, ever since I saw my youngest grandbaby Jules with that rag mop kitty,
I so wish we could have saw
I
that.
want
That'd be
one of
so cute.
those.
I want to see one.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to Google it and check it out.
Yeah, but I really don't want a kitten because I don't want a
Well,
lot of.
this one's 5 years old and she acts like a kitten. I mean, literally, she is like
That's
everywhere.
right. She's not
Everywhere.
a kitty. She's
So at least she's healthy. That's what I'm taking from it.
yeah,
But
feeling
man,
her oats.
when she goes down for the count, she's out.
Yeah.
But when she's in her
Does she
mood
wake
to
you up
do
in
her
the
stuff,
morning or no?
yeah, it's crazy.
Michelle,
so
What's that?
I
Do
said,
she
does
wake
she
you up
wake
in the
you up in
morning?
the morning or not really?
No, she's really good about that. You know what? I can sleep until whenever. She doesn't even care. As long as I feed her at 6 o'clock at nighttime, that's all she really cares about.
Yeah,
So
that tides
you
her
know,
over.
I could like not feed her in the morning and till whenever, and she doesn't. I'm trying to get her to eat wet food because she will only eat dry food, and they say wet food's better, but
Oh,
she wants
really? I always
she
heard dry food was
yeah,
better.
she wants no part of the wet food. And they only say the wet food because it has more because cats don't drink a lot of water, and that's why.
Oh,
So they get their hydration. But she wants
yeah.
no part of it, so I'm trying to trick her in the
That's kind of
morning.
strange. You would think she'd
Yeah,
really like
any
it.
other cat I've had would scarf down the wet food and pass up the dry. She
Leave the
won't
dry
touch it.
stuff. Yeah.
Yep, she won't touch it. I think it's because she was in a shelter for so long, and that's all they gave is dry food.
Yeah.
Well, our dog will eat anything.
Well, that's good.
And unfortunately, my sister gives him table food.
Oh,
No.
And not only that, she will take a plate over to the sofa in front of the TV and she will put it on the coffee table and then be surprised that suddenly the plate is empty when she turns her back.
Oh,
Oh
please.
no.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, there are no accidents.
Well, my
So,
best friend,
Isn't
she
this
actually makes
weird?
homemade dog food, and she uses chicken and rice and eggs and salmon and stuff and makes a big batch of it and then freezes it and actually say it's really good for dogs. So some people food's not bad for them, but
well, actually, no, it's not people food per se. It's just food from the table.
gotcha.
And prepared food isn't good for us, let alone for pets. So, I mean, the stuff you get from your grocer's freezer or
Ooh, Granny's holding up some goodies.
But it's calling this a hanky hem top, and it only calls for 2 balls of this. And this only has 145 yards.
That doesn't look right.
Who
That
does
looks
that
like it should
fit,
make
Barbie?
right.
This junk is $9.99 for 145 yards. That's why I only get it with a 40% coupon or my $5 vouchers. I've been
that's more than I
racking
want
up.
to pay.
That must
And
be
then
a
I
tiny
just get
mannequin.
one thing at a time, but I really love this color.
I like the one you just had in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
color.
the real colorful one. See, I'm kind of like Bod. I love the colors too, but I love this.
You know, I like neutrals just fine, but I love bright colors.
For me, it's brown and like that's kind of purplish.
I'm
More
a
on the
bright
pink
girl.
side, I guess, rose-ish. But yeah, that one's called Rosewood. This one's called Violet Blooms.
That's so pretty.
Oh, Tina Madden's feeling depressed. She's been so sick for such a long time. That's probably why.
Yeah.
In our prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about disability a minute ago, Social Security disability. And someone was saying to be careful what you wish for. I've been trying to get disability myself, but they seem to think that I could be a software developer. I don't know how in the world they got that idea because
That stuff changes so quickly, David. I don't.
Have you ever got a lawyer to?
I've got a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? When the first time I got the denial letter, I called them up and I said, I got a denial letter. I will send it to you. They said, no, don't bother. We'll get one too.
Oh,
They never did. And then they never got the thing, the denial letter from me. So they were not able to file an appeal within the window that was allowed. And then now they have to file for an exception because they didn't get the notification.
Don't lawyers drive you crazy? When we were trying to make Mama poor to get her to get everything ready for the nursing home and them not take everything that she had. Thank God my brother had he was the loophole for her getting disability, because they have a 5-year look back that they can see what we've done with her money, so it could be gifted to the disabled child, which was my brother. So but we had to get a lawyer to do all that because neither one of us knew a ding dang thing about anything. And oh my gosh.
You know what else? The house that we live in, it's still in my mother's name. She died 3 years ago.
Oh my Lord.
Wow.
My sister never had it changed.
That stuff kind of needed to be taken care of.
Well, she had a lawyer, so I think she assumed it was done,
And
but
it
it
is a
wasn't. I
pain in the
looked it up
butt
in the
to do all
county.
that stuff. It seems like it takes forever. Go here, go there, do this, do that.
And I might have told this story before. We went to Spectrum to switch our cell phones over to Spectrum because they were offering lower rates than what we were paying. So, but the cell phone was, or the cable account was still in my dad's name. And when my dad died in 2014, my mother went there and they said, "Oh, don't bother changing the name because then you'll lose discounts."
That sounds
And
fishy.
then when my mother died 3 years ago, my sister went there and they said, "Oh, don't bother changing the name because you'll lose discounts." So then a couple of weeks ago, we went over there and they were like, "This is not in your name. We can't do anything." So I honestly, I had to call up on my phone an obituary for my dad from 2014, which fortunately was still there on the funeral home's website. Oh, it was not fun.
Right.
It's insane.
And finally, all that stuff took forever. Mom was in the nursing home 7 months. And just after we got everything settled, she died. Mom!
Help us
Oh.
fix
Bless
this.
her. She went in her sleep. She hated it there. We hated for her to be there. That's why we were there almost all of her waking hours.
And you know what else? One time I was on the phone with the lawyers about the disability, and my sister came home and heard me on the phone, and she was going, "Don't mortgage the house." And I'm going, first, how big of a scumbag do you think I am? Second, I couldn't possibly if I wanted to. Third, tell me again how big of a scumbag you think I am? It makes no sense. None.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to count. Counting is hard. Okay, let's see. 16, 16, 16.
I'll tell you one thing, this yarn's easier to do the slip stitch band.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
The other ones were pains in the butt. And they were two different kinds. Yeah, that's the band's what took me forever and a day. You get on the actual hat, it flies.
Well, my goal is to get this done tonight.
You go, girl.
I didn't realize how long a repeat takes me until the other day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it's taking a while.
You think you're right there, and then
I know. You look at it and you're like, oh, okay, I'll be done.
It's like when
Later, you're not.
yeah, when you're like reading a novel that's very long and you think, okay, I'm almost at the end. I'm almost at the end. I'm almost at the end. Oh, damn, there's another plot twist.
just read my first Agatha Christie book to my squirrels, and so we started the second one, The Body in the Library. Just started it yesterday.
So
I have to get caught up. I've been bad.
And Miss Marple actually shows up at the beginning in this book. Yay. I was like,
Ooh.
is Miss Marple ever going to show up in that other
Yeah,
book?
that's why I quit listening because she wasn't showing up. So I'll have to go
I
back.
know, and she's the reason I picked those books. I love her character in the movies.
Wow, Helen Hayes used to play Miss Marple.
I like this other lady. She was British, I guess, but I can't remember.
I can see her face. I think I know the one you mean.
I
Because
really
I've
liked
seen
her
her
in it.
in other things as well.
She was definitely not a looker, but I loved her. Loved her as that character. She was great in that role, I thought.
Well, she speaks highly of you. I lost my count.
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16. Okay, I think I'm good.
Yay.
Or good enough.
It's the only nice thing about this. I don't have to count.
Not once you get going.
Right.
It's that way with just about any pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've had a few where you've had to double check your counts because, I miscount previously and then mess up future.
Yeah, I love it when they have the counts at the ends of their rows and
I do too.
parentheses or whatever.
A lot of times what I do, like if I watch a tutorial, I'll literally sit there with a pad and paper and write out every single thing.
I have done that so many times.
And then at the end, I'll write out the stitch count.
Yeah.
I first started
I've
doing
done it a lot with Fiber Spider and everybody else.
Exactly. I first started doing that when I really couldn't pay for patterns. And I would
me too.
just take my notes and then I would write them out as I would transcribe them as real patterns and keep them in my on my computer.
I have a whole binder full like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I also have a whole bunch of free downloads and that sort of thing. And that's one reason that some of my patterns are free. All of my hats are free. Always. And always will be. Some of the other ones are free. I should start making the scarves free, I think. Then I might get, people buying other things. Who knows? I don't know. Daddy needs pattern salespeople. Anyway, I haven't been paying attention to the chat because I was looking at my project just now and my counting is off, so I just set it aside.
Either they're talking amongst themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been looking down. Sorry, guys. I'm missing everybody. We're bad co-hosts. We're not paying attention.
No, you're not. Okay, I know what I should have done that I didn't do right. So I'll have to redo that. That one row. It was only one row. So I'm okay.
Well, that's good.
Of course, by the time I get back to it, I will have forgotten what I just realized.
Hurry up and write it down.
We don't need no written notes. Notes are for wimps.
That's right. You're a professional.
That's what I am. Exactly. Anyway. Oh, Susan says she was working on the bod sweater and ran out of yarn when doing the sleeves and cuffs.
Oh no.
She was able to find the yarn that she was using, though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, I was saying earlier, I have my mantra this year so far has been, I will not buy more yarn. I will not buy
Me
more yarn.
too.
I will not buy more yarn. Well, hey, Nancy. Um, well, the project I was working on, I thought I was going to need more of a particular color. So I bought more yarn. But I found it on sale at Mary Maxim.
Well, that
And
doesn't count as buying yarn. That's you're replenishing what you're working on. That doesn't count.
well, it does because in the end I didn't need more yarn after all. So now when it arrives, I'll just have this extra skein of a yarn that I was hoping to use up. But anyway, but no, other stuff I'm not going to buy more yarn.
I can't.
I've got enough to start a store
I keep
already.
saying that, and they come out with new
Me too.
stuff, and I'm like,
I
I
know.
have to have it.
But I looked into my room. Guys, I have so many totes of yarn. It's not even funny. I probably have almost as much as bag a day. I don't need any more. My
I
room
have
is full.
I have a bunch, and people
I don't
people
even
keep
know all the
sending me
yarn I
yarn.
have anymore. I have so much.
People keep sending me yarn, and I'm not going to tell them to stop because it's usually really nice yarn.
I know.
Especially the blue yarn that I use for Hat Not Hate. They keep sending me blue yarn, but they send me other stuff too. In fact, the sweater I was wearing yesterday was with some
The
Lion Brand
fisherman's.
fisherman's wool
Mhm.
that Marie
That's a
Chavez
pretty
sent me.
sweater. too.
Yeah. It's the same sweater as what I'm wearing now, except that one has a crew neck and this one has a turtleneck.
Mhm.
And I did the sleeves better on that one. This was like the first prototype. But anyway,
Yeah, last I counted, I had 6 humongous large totes that are like 5 foot by 3 foot, and 6 totes that were just the regular totes. So yeah, I don't need any more. I don't need
Sharon says she had to get a particular yarn for a project, and Michael's had the crystal cakes. So
See, that's my problem too. If I run out of something and I go and buy it, I end up buying more because they got pretties that are on sale. And I never pay full price for yarn.
I
So
try not
that's my
to.
justification in my brain. I'm not paying full price.
I'll be right back. Okay.
It's the sales that get the new yarn, and that stuff. The
David,
crystal cakes weren't out hardly any time, and then all of a
I'll be
sudden
right
they're
back. Okay.
on
I'm sorry, Wally, what were you
50% off
saying?
sale.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Of course, I ain't grumbling about it, but I'm like,
No,
wow.
I'm not either, but
I think I
I need to
posted,
stop.
it might have been on Facebook or somewhere, that going to the craft shop when you have absolutely no intention of buying yarn is like going to the supermarket when you've just had dinner and are stuffed to the gills. You know, they say never to shop when you're hungry, but I find that shopping when I'm totally full is just as difficult
Me
because I don't
too.
want anything. So, and if I
So when you
go
come
in there,
home, you got nothing, and then you think all these things you should have got.
exactly, because I just want to get in and out for like a couple of items. And then there are other things that, whether or not they were on my list, but I would have thought of them as I walked around. But So I was there because my sister goes there to get some of her cross stitch stuff framed. So I was with her, and the framing window is close to where the yarn is, and so I'm walking around and I'm looking at this yarn and I'm going, well, yeah, it's pretty, but I don't need it. It's like I'm like Joe from Dana and Joe. I'm going, I'm full,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, but then if I'm in the mood and I go in there, it's just like going to the supermarket when you're hungry.
Well,
Yep.
thankfully for the snow, it's kept me home, so I've behaved myself.
Well, good.
That's the only
Good.
good thing about this stupid snow that needs to go away and get out of my parking lot.
We had ice here,
It's awful.
and it was, I mean, I admit it's not as bad as it is further north, but for us, it's pretty darn bad.
Yeah, for you guys, I mean, but my landlord's a douchebag and won't plow, so if I need to shovel
Mm.
myself out, I have
Do
to
you
do it.
know, there was one time we lived in we had a co-op apartment, which is a variation of a condominium. Um, in this building when we were in Yonkers, and we there was one time when the maintenance man stood there and watched me shoveling the snow around my car, and he saw me. What he thought he saw was me just shoveling the snow into the main driveway. What he didn't see was me shoveling it back up next to the building when I was done clearing off my car. But no, I got a warning about it because co-op boards are worse than condo boards.
Hmm.
And
Somebody said they hadn't seen crystal cakes.
oh, you haven't seen them? Oh, I've only seen them online. Hey, Joyce.
Here
Um,
is Amaranth, I think. Amaranth.
That one's
Can you put
pretty.
us back, David? So we
Sorry?
can
You're speaking my colors.
hit the button so we're back a little bit so we have a wider.
There.
Like
we
that?
go.
Okay.
Yeah. That's amaranth.
I like that color a lot.
It's purpley. This is for you neutral, so David won't care for this one. This is Starry Night. I'm not usually for these either, but I thought it might look good with something else. I love this teal.
Ooh,
I like that too. Yeah.
me too.
And it's called Peacock.
Okay. Do it.
And this one is Glittering Moonlight.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
And I think they're have right much yardage. There are 4. Yep, I have 634 yards. So if I knitted, I could get a shawl out of one. Glittering Moonlight.
Crystal's Cool Stuff says they look like shawl and a cake.
They're a lot thicker than shawl.
Yeah. Glittering Moonlight. I guess that's. But what I really loved was the. Oh no. Where's the red one?
Oh.
Where's the red one? The clarets or claret.
I'll be right back. Potty break.
Tina is asking what the weight is. of the
4.
yarn. 4?
Mhm.
Okay.
And this one's called Coral, although it's got that purplish, bluish running through it.
I like that.
And this one is shea butter. It's a little lighter than this one. And I've got a rattan somewhere that's a darker brownish. Well, where's my darn red? Probably falling back behind me. That's the prettiest one. The
You
claret.
found you needed?
Claret.
Wally, can you mute your TV?
Oh, okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it could get us in trouble. David's channel in trouble. Copyright.
Trouble with
Oh,
a capital
well.
T, and that rhymes with a D, and that stands for Granny D. Oh, we got trouble. Right here. Ah.
But that, David, have you seen that? Do you have Hulu? I know you don't usually watch TV, but that Baskets show is really quirky.
I
and
have
funny.
access to Hulu, but I don't watch it really.
You might want to check it out. It's different. It's really cute.
Ugh. I could probably see it through. I think I've got a Hulu app on my phone, and I think I
Yeah.
could probably see it through Amazon Prime because I watch BritBox through Amazon Prime.
Oh, I need to get BritBox.
I was, oh gosh,
So I love British comedy.
Earlier today we were talking about Downton Abbey, and
You got that on there?
sorry,
They got that on Netflix.
yeah, and so people were always surprised that I wasn't all that interested in it at the time, but last summer I started watching it from the beginning and got very, very involved with it.
I was really into it in like the first season, and then I just got to where I just didn't watch it for whatever reason. So I need to go back and.
Yeah, I don't remember which season this was.
Is it all over with?
I haven't
Yeah, it's
seen
all
it
over
all.
with.
I have not seen it all, so I don't know.
It's over
But
with. I
I
have it
was
on
watching Upstairs, Downstairs, which was
that was the 70s, wasn't it?
way before. Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, what time is it? It's 7:45.
Yeah.
We've been on here for an hour and 45 minutes. So hey, Nana Michelle. So
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna.
I thought you would appreciate me muting and everything, don't need to hear the potty business. I haven't had a potty break since Green D's.
Uh-oh.
Mercy.
Uh-oh, yeah. I've been prepared to tell people that I spent a significant part of yesterday in front of the porcelain god installing a seat and like putting together a storage unit. So I was going to make a joke out of it. It was funnier in my head. It really was. But like most of my jokes, funnier in my head than outside of my mouth.
Well, I hope Han will have tomorrow free so we can get the IKEA and that she can come over here and put the dang thing together for me. I need this cubby unit just to put up all the stuff I've bought since they just did this at Thanksgiving. And I may need
2 more.
Ghosts.
Do you know what I needed?
Well, at least you have someone to put it together for you because, man, I'll tell you what, I don't like doing that kind of crap.
I used to love doing that stuff. I hate it now. I used to love setting up, like VCRs and stuff back in the day and all that kind of stuff.
I hate it now.
I'll do it if
Me
I have
too.
to, but I
It's
don't.
like I'll pay my child to come over here and do it. Pay her in
I'll pay
yarn.
your child to come over and do
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say, send her over.
Pay her
Yeah,
in yarn.
or something. Anyway, so we've been on for quite some time now. I'm just about to call it a day and throw together some dinner.
Okay, David. I really
Um,
What's
enjoyed
for dinner?
hanging out with my buddies.
Me too. It's always lovely when you're up here. For dinner, I grabbed some leftover black-eyed peas from New Year's Day out of the freezer,
Yum.
and so I'm gonna
Yeah, I
make
got some leftover
those.
greens in the fridge.
No, we went through the greens quickly because they were really
I
good.
mean, I just opened that can because we never ate it, but
Oh, we cooked them fresh.
I got just one little bowl, and I've been on a pickle thing lately: sweet pickles and dill pickles.
My favorite pickles are the ones that you get from the refrigerator case, not the ones that come out of a jar.
Yes, yum.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
they're
Those are bougie pickles,
Yeah,
David.
we like bougie pickles.
they're more expensive, but they're so much better. By
Yep.
golly, I want to learn how to do deep fried pickles, and I've found recipes online for them. I just haven't tried it yet because I love deep fried dill pickles.
I think
I
they get
Yum.
mushy too quick.
Well, you have to do it right. I mean, there are different ways to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like
My
with
Hannah
anything, you
loves them.
just you have to like dry it out.
The best deep fried pickles I had was in Florida.
Really?
Yep.
Tina, I probably did see the pictures you're talking about, but I'll go and look for them when we're done here again.
Holy Joe's talking about a bidet.
Oh
I'll
Hannah's
my.
bring-
got one of those too. You know, they're in sort of a new house, so they had a bidet put in, and she loves it.
Americans don't know what to do with a bidet.
Bougie toilets.
Right. Wash off your buttocks and stuff.
Anyway, yeah, it's there was a diner that I liked when I was in Dallas, and I once ordered the deep fried pickles there, but they were not dill pickles. They were bread and butter pickles, and that
I've
Oh,
never
was
heard of bread and butter pickles deep fried. That's weird.
there's a reason you've never heard of them deep fried.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I
I'm a dill.
prefer the dill ones.
I
Yeah,
am too.
and
I
it's
mean, I'll eat the sweet ones, but I prefer the dill ones.
I love the
I
little baby
Yes, the
oh,
little
the
sweet
baby
gherkins,
gillies.
yeah.
midgets and the little baby deals too.
I could eat dill relish out of the jar with a spoon, and have done. But yeah, deep
I
fried dill
usually
pickles.
have this just the sweet relish for when I used to make tuna salad
No,
sandwiches.
I put the dill relish in my tuna
I
salad.
anytime I need relish, I use dill relish.
Me too,
It's
David.
so much better,
Yep.
to my
I'm
mind,
not a sweet
anyway.
person. I'm
Oh, but you
sour, like
are.
Madonna.
You're sweet and savory. Yes. Um. Anyway, I started to close up.
Okay.
So we're gonna call it a day, and
Love you, David.
bye
Mwah.
bye. Thank you,
Love you,
everybody
Nana.
who's
Love
up.
everybody.
Love you, Wally.
Don't forget to
Mwah.
set me up as a
Love
mom.
everybody in the chat. Mwah. I
And
love
don't
Joe.
forget the thumbs, people. Yes, and also, thank you, everybody who's in the room, everybody who has come and gone, everybody who watches after the fact, everybody who walks. Thank you.
Don't
Or
forget to
everybody who
mom. I
breathes,
love you.
really. And I'll take care of that. And like, subscribe, comment, share, all the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. Bye bye now.